Welcome back, I'm Black Marvin and this is part 3 of the EQing tutorial. Now what we're going to look at is ways how you can apply little boost and add coloration to your sound. We're going to use the SlickEQ by TDR, which is a plugin that is available for free. I like to show you tips and tricks that are on free plugins, and because when you just watch the video you can go grab it right after and start applying these tips. So this EQ is fairly simple. You have low, mid and high. For the low and high knob you can either choose the shape of a bell or the shape of a shelf. We've seen in last tutorial the difference between a bell and a shelf. Bell, picking, notch can be the same thing pretty much depending on which EQ you work with. This one is cool because it doesn't behave exactly like a parametric EQ. Apart from the three knobs, you have a high pass filter here. You have different colors. When I say it adds subtle coloration to the sound, you have different algorithm. You have the British, American, German, Soviet, and that's it. You can click on EQ SAT to add soft saturation. We're not talking about something that's gonna distort your sound, or we're talking about something subtle, but that's what we want here. Remember, we talked that in the end, mixdown is adding subtle effects, subtle changes, and in the end of your chain, it ends up being major changes. Finally, for the output stage, you have different options you can select, and it's going to affect the sound in a different way. And you have the drive for the saturation, and you can go as up as 18 dB. I'm going to show you how to use it on drums, and also remember that we also have the Parametric EQ that we did on part 1 that is active and working. How to use this one? It's similar when we were searching for those problematic frequencies. What I mean is you're basically going to crank the frequencies all the way up on an extreme level. So, and why you would do that is so you can spot exactly how each frequency sound, and once you find something that you either want to put forward or cut or put less of it, you will dial it back to an acceptable level. For example, I'm going to start with the mid. I'm going to crank it all the way up. And when you see, when I was talking about that it doesn't behave like a parametric EQ, it doesn't sound exactly, it's like those three bands are kind of linked together and they compensate for each other. Really different way of doing things. So now I'm at 17 dB, and what I want to do is scan those frequencies with that knob here. That we can clearly hear the snare here. Yeah, okay, so what happened is at that frequency, 627, there's some frequencies I don't like. So when this was useful for me to spot where the problem was, and right now I'm going to dial it back to an acceptable level, which would be to remove maybe 2 dBs. Yeah, just removes a bit of boxiness, muddiness. I'm going to do the same process on the lows. Yeah, for that example, there's not much going on already in the low, so I'm not going to touch it. And now for the high. Yeah, maybe around here there's like the hair part, the hissing, not hissing, hissing would be maybe negative way to say it, but there's some like nice brilliant hair that I want to maybe put forward. So again, I'm going to dial it back to an acceptable level, maybe 2 dB plus. So it's just a bit too bright. Maybe I'll try with the bell instead of the shelf. Yeah, this will allow you to maybe work on more precise frequency than the shelf. So right now I'm going to bypass the whole EQ. So yeah, it allows me to change the color. And oh, right now, please note that we are on 18 dB of drive and the EQ saturation is on. So I'm going to toggle through the different colors. Well, different color meaning algorithm, different tone. It's meant to emulate, you know, that mojo that the hardware, usually hardware EQ can add, or analog EQ can add. I like the German. I don't hear a difference between all the EQs, but I hear a difference from Soviet. Yeah, I think I like British more. But it's, again, it's this is very subtle, but good headphones, good monitor, you're going to hear it. Laptop speaker, cell phone, good luck. Now I'm gonna try a different output stage. The only one, to be totally honest, the only one that I've heard a difference is mellow, and that's why I'm going to use this one. Felt like it a little bit more softish, buttery sound to the overall sound, and you can, like I said, you can never remove too much low frequencies because there's always some artifacts remaining. So I'm going to cut all the way below 100 Hertz. So right now, full bypass. In context. Makes a difference. And now full bypass of the drums, including the parametric EQ that we've worked on part 1. That's the stuff. Yeah, and this little guy is free. All right, so we hear clear difference, much more presence, detail with EQing done. Let's try on other elements. So in a later section of the track, there's some pad layers, and I'm going to put the TDR SlickEQ on it to try just change the tone, give a little bit of coloration, make things nicer to the ear. First thing first, why not start removing everything that's below 100 Hertz? Feel like yeah, okay, let's start with the low frequencies. Let's listen how it behaves when I push the lows. So I'm not gonna touch the lows, maybe just slightly cut around here with the bell. Please note that I'm using the bell. All right, working on the mid now. So I like that tone. I'm going to again dial it back to 1 dB maybe. Now full bypass. Right, so and now the I. Oh, it's just right there at 10K, there's some nice grainy texture. Yeah, okay, I definitely want that, but not maybe as much as 10 dB. Again, maybe 2. Now full bypass. Oh, maybe less. Don't want it too bright. And now let's check that in context. Make sure it all makes sense. For the example, I'm going to bring the volume of those stems up. Yeah, I'll toggle through the different models. German feels a little bit more tamed in the high frequencies. And why not silky? Hearing a difference, to be totally honest, but let's go with silky. Yeah, that seems it. So now full bypass. There's the gain thing that's affecting that too, but still. That's it for the third part. That's definitely something that you should add to your toolbox. It's free. Give it some love. There's also a more complex version that you need to pay to have, but to my opinion, it's definitely worth it. Again, just also you can have some fun with that version. I definitely hope those videos help you with the EQing process. If you feel there's some stuff I haven't covered in video and you would like to know more about, please feel free to comment about it. And if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe for more content by myself and other Ghost Act producers. My name is Black Marvin, and I will see you in another video. Cheers!